Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chef Ajay Panwar. There is some problem in the technical issues in the connectivity. Hi, everyone. My name is Chef Ajay Panwar. Good afternoon, everyone. Today topic is appetizers and garnishing. And this topic we will discuss various kinds of appetizers and their classification. We also discuss some of the and understand how these are prepared. We shall also discuss the significance of different appetizers and the approach to be adopted while planning them. Appetizers for buffet. We will discuss the range of elaborate setup and the modern approach to appetizers. We read about the various kinds of charcuterie products such as pates, terrines, sausage appetizers such as mousses and timbles. Appetizers are served around the world and are known by different names. In France, these are commonly known as hors d'oeuvres. In Spain, antipasti. So these are the common names according to the countries what we are using. So the purpose, what is the purpose why we are preparing? The purpose was to prepare for the guest for the main meal. Uh, excuse me. Uh, to follow and also to control their and there are some events that's called the cocktail events in which only a range of small tidbits, both hot and cold, are served and passed around. As per to the classical French menu, others are served as a first course on the menu, and butler others. The butler others are the usually standing meals where wherein the people mingle with each other and alcoholic beverages. However, nowadays it is not unusual to see cocktails and the buttered orders being served at even public gatherings, which may not communicate in the dinner. Whatever be the orders, it is important to keep the following salient features in mind while we are preparing the or we are serving the orders. Orders should be carefully selected and should complement the event and the main meal to follow. The orders should be bite sized or the effort put in the preparation of the main meal. So while we are preparing the orders, we have to keep this is the main point that when we are preparing the orders, so huge. The reason behind that, if you wanna fill the stomach in the beginning, so the food gonna be left over the main course and all. So this is the main point. While preparing and handling orders, hygiene and sanitary precautions should be followed. Appetizers presented on the plate should be very decorative and appealing to the eye. This being the first course and an introduction to the meal needs to be exciting and fresh such a way that the last person served is not left with a mess of garnish on the serving platter. The next point is classification of appetizers, hot appetizers or the odors and cold odors. There is also category of appetizer. Canapé is a miniature variety of open-faced sandwich, which we call that one canapé. Main commodity or the main ingredient and the garnish are we will discuss later on in the chapter in this topic. Canapes are usually open-faced so that the garnish look attractive and appetizing to the patrons or to the customer. The word canopy comes from the French word that means sofa or couch. The spread and the food commodity are placed on a base of a bread that act like a couch, and thus the name comes from. The bread for canopies is cut into attractive geometrical shapes and presented. It can be like round shape, it can be in a square, it can be rectangular, it can be any kind of geometrical or fancy shape. Many other forms of canopies, such as Italian crostini, which literally means little toast, are it same like the French canopies. Canopies can use fillings such as roasted meat, various kinds of seafood you can use in the canopies, chicken also, and other meats also. It can be also topped with cold sliced charcuterie product. Charcuterie product means, for example, like your cooked sausages. Also, you can use on top cheese, pate de foie gras, and all. The following are the points you have to keep in your mind while you are preparing working on canopies. Canopies should be made as close to the service as possible. So it's the meaning of that is a la minute. Since these are the small piece of toasted and grilled breads that are covered with spreads and toppings, there is a possibility that they can become soggy. So whenever we are preparing the canopies, it should be a la minute. The reason behind that, when we are using the spread, there is a possibility that they can be became soggy. The second point, what you have to keep in your mind while preparing the canopies, they should be fairly easy to assemble and flavor should be complement the following meal. This has to be specially kept in your mind when they are being to prepare for a large gathering, when it would take more time to garnish and prepare canopies at the last minute. Prime quality ingredients should be used for making canopies as they will make the first impression on the mind of the guest. So whenever we are preparing the canopies, so you have to make sure the high quality, you have to gonna use the high quality of the ingredient. The reason behind that, it's gonna be like your first impression to the guest. And as we know that the first impression is very played a very important role. The next point is the assembly and lay of the canopies should be well organized and planned, as many individual components have to be placed at the last minute. It is good to follow the assemble link flow, assembly line flow, workflow, wherein each person should have a specific responsibility. One should lay the prepared bread, another person gonna put the spread, the next person gonna put the meat on the top of the canopy, and the last person can put the garnish on top. So these are the assembly line and the workflow. So it's gonna help to prepare the canopies as fast as you can. Keep safe and hygienic practice in mind at all the times, as they are ready to eat food and thus classified as a high risk item. Handle the product, finished product with the gloves or tongs which has been sanitized. So whenever you are dealing with the ready to eat food, because canapes is a ready to eat food, and all the product what we are using in the canopies while dealing with the canopies or while dealing with the ready to eat food or PHF, any kind of PHF food, you should have to wear the gloves, especially in the ready to eat food. The spreads, toppings should be flavored with, well, as the main purpose of serving canopies is to induce for so that a customer can order more drinks. Each canopy should look the same as they would be presented together. If they all look different, they will not appear presentable. So whenever you are preparing the canopies, they should be identical. Okay, the next we're gonna talk about the cold hors d'oeuvres. Cold hors d'oeuvres are the appetizers that are served with all the starters that are served in old times, used ideas while creating the hors d'oeuvres, especially in itself. There are many varieties of classical appetizers, some of which are very popular, and till still we are serving in our menus and all. The first one we're gonna discuss about the cold order, which is very famous. It's a crudités. Various kinds of, what is crudités? There's a various kinds of crunchy vegetables. Serving is a ranch dressing, which is very famous in the world. And the preparation of the ranch dressing, the base of the ranch dressing is the buttermilk. Buttermilk and the oil. They mix together and they are adding the seasoning and the flavoring agent. So what is scrutets? Scrutets are the various kinds of crunchy and French fresh vegetables are cut into finger shape and served with flavorsome dips. They are still popular and are commonly served on various events. Vegetables such as carrot, cucumber, celery sticks, bell pepper are few of the vegetables commonly served as crudités. The vegetables, after processing, are neatly cut into long sticks and are chilled in ice water to get a crunch. They are commonly served with the dip, such as mayonnaise. Also, you can, as I earlier discussed, the ranch dressing. Also, you can serve with the ranch. Tartlets, commonly served as hors d'oeuvres. They are filled with various kinds of filling. The round shape of a tartlets or a boat shape can be filled with the sauté vegetables. You can add on the smoked meat inside, or even you can add on the miniature salads inside. The range of fillings can be unlimited because it's totally up to you, whatever kind of filling you want to put inside. So it's totally depend upon the creativity of the chef or depend upon the person who's preparing that. The shell can also be elegantly piped with the various kinds of vegetables and meat mousse. So there is an alternative way also to put the fillings inside. Either it can be in a form of a grain or it can be in a form of a slice and arrangement and all. The second is in the form of mousse. We will discuss later about the what is mousse and all. One has to be carefully while deciding on the filling for the shell, as moist filling can make the shell soggy. So whenever so this kind of preparation we have to do a la minute. So gonna be soggy. So such kind of assembly should be done only at the last minute. So whenever we are preparing and we are using the shell shapes, tartlets and all, we have to do uh, last minute filling inside because there is a possibility the shell gonna be soggy. The next cold uh, from the French word that is garbouche, which means mouth. These are small bit-sized shell. In this case, are packed with hot or cold fillings. Totally depend. So this can be classified as hot appetizer if served hot. So the bushes or the walnuts, if you're serving hot, it's gonna be a hot order. If you're serving cold, it's gonna be a cold order. The filling is up to you. If you want to add on the filling of mushroom, yes, we can put inside. That is called mushroom volva. If you want to put the minced meat inside, yes, you can. So whatever the filling you wanna put inside, then bushes. Only the filling name gonna be added in that. The next day, what they are using in the cool, others they are profiteroles. These are small, round, hollow shape prepared from choux pastry. This can be filled in a variety of ways. The top can be sliced to obtain a shell in which you can put the filling either cream or the dry fillings or cream and all smoked meat and many other kind of fillings you can put inside and served. Another way to serve the shell is to keep them intact and stuff the mousse with a piping nozzle from the base in which small hole is cut off. These type of appetizers are easy to prepare for large functions as the shell can be made in advance and you can frozen it, and whenever you want to use just take it out from the freezer, keep it inside the fridge for at least for 12 hours, and it's gonna be easy for you. The next we're gonna talk about is mousses. The word mousse comes from the French word that is moussure, which means frothing or foam. A mousse, by definition, is always served cold, and the ingredient can be cooked and cooled, but they never heated after preparation. So it says that before preparing the mousse, it should be we cooked it first, then we cool it down. Then again, we are not heating up after the preparation. Mousse is a very popular dessert made in confectionery, but in Gartmanja, a cold mousse is always a savory dish that has three main major components: base, binder, and aerator. Mousse are used in a variety of ways. They can be piped onto various bases, such as shells, profit rolls, or even bushes. So, as we discussed earlier about the others, for example, like a shells, profit rolls, and bushes, or the wall ones. So, mousse is the one which is going inside as a filling. So, as a filling, you can put the mousse inside. The mousse can also be neatly piped in a small vegetable shapes and in a small cups or hollowed out cases. The mousse can be layered in a clear glass or decorative vegetables and herb. The mousse can be layered into molds and then demold, slice and served it like your terrine and pates. There are three components of mousse are first is the base, binder, and the last one is the eraser. What is the base? A variety of ingredients can be used for preparing the mousse. So the base is the main ingredient of the mousse. It can be arranged on the various kinds of vegetable and fruit, cheese, meat, and seafood. The first step is to be puree the main ingredient and pass through. For example, if you're preparing a mousse, the first component is the base. The base gonna be your main ingredient, which you have to convert into in a form of a puree. Whether the puree is too dry, the consistency can be adjusted by adding the items such as bechamel sauce, velouté, cream, or even the mayonnaise. If your mousse, if your base, the mixture or the puree of the vegetables or the meat is getting dry, to maintain the moisture inside that meat, you can add on the bechamel, you can add on the velouté, you can add on the cream or even the mayonnaise. Next is your binder in the mousse. As the name suggests, this is the part in is used for binding the ingredients together to create a well-formed gel or stable structure. So, what is the use of a binder? Binder gonna interact the ingredients together or well-formed or in a gel or a stable structure. So, what are the ingredients? For example, like your aspic jelly, powder or leaf gelatin are mostly common use binder for the mousse. The gelatin must be bloomed and then melted before it is added to the base. For example, when you are making a cheese mousse or cheese itself can play off a binder effectively and extra binding agent might not be required at all. Okay, the next one is your aerator. These add volume to the mixture. Aeration can be achieved by adding traditionally aerators such as whipped cream and egg whites. Care should be taken not to overwhip the aerators as that can give a curdle appearance to the final product. Care should be taken while stirring. What is the purpose of the aerator? To arise or give a aeration to the product, to give the volume, to give a rise to the product. So you can use either whipped cream or egg time. The difference in temperature will result in curdling of the mousse. The mousse, once formed, should be immediately shaped and all inside the mousse. You have to give the shape at the same time because the product what you are adding inside, that is the gelatin and all, it gonna start giving the shape immediately shape to the product. The mousse can also be layered in a terrine mold. Then you can demold it, then slice it, and serve with glazed and aspic jelly. Okay, now next one we're gonna talk about the savory waters and jellies. We are talking what is savory waters such as reduced stock, fruit juices have been popularly used in the larger kitchen for the very season. These highly flavored and seasoned water form very good appetizers when served as they are by allowing them to set into a jelly. Other ingredients such as meat and ornately cut vegetables could be added to enhance their visual appeal. The amount of gelatin is required depend upon the service style of the jelly. It should be firm, and if it has to be demolded and sliced, the amount of gelatin is also affected by kind of liquid that is used for preparing the jelly. The next cold order we're going to discuss about the caviar. What is caviar nowadays? This is why and because of its rare availability and also because of the animal rights activities who are seeking ban on animal products and endangered species. Caviar is obtained from the roe or the egg of the sturgeon fish, a highly labor intensive job from the roe sac of the fish while it is still alive. If the fish is dead or the roe get damaged and being deteriorating, the roe sac once obtained is carefully rubbed over the sieve and the small eggs are collected, washed in fresh water, and then graded by the conscious on the basis of the size of the egg. Their color, firmness, glows, and the other features. The caviar is then salted carefully to preserve it and to infuse the desired flavor. Salting is an art, and the amount of salt in caviar determines the quality and the price. The most regarded process for salting caviar is called mulusol, which in Russia means little salt. The salt is added in this process 1 kg. It should not be more than 5% of the caviar. And how much caviar we get from the fish? Anybody knows that one? How much caviar we get? For example, if you have a 1 kg, or for example, the weight of a fish is 1 kg. So how much ratio or how much grams of caviar do we get? Any idea? Anyone? Okay. According to the pupils and according to the researchers, they says that we are getting at least an average, or you can say the approximately 20% they are getting the caviar according to the weight of the fish. If the fish have a 1 kg of weight, you are getting at least approximately 200 grams of caviar. Or we're gonna discuss about some of the caviars which are very famous in all over the world. The first one is the beluga. Apart from the size of caviar, it is also graded as the most expensive of all caviars because of its quality and grading. Another reason is that beluga sturgeons take a minimum of 20 years to attain maturity. An adult on maturity could weigh up to 1,200 kg. The color of the skin remains The color grading is 000. So it is one of the expensive one. The reason behind that, because beluga caviar, beluga sturgeons takes at least minimum of 20 years to attain the maturity. So that's the main reason why it's expensive. The next caviar we're going to discuss is Australia. The roe of the Australia species of sturgeon is graded as the second best caviar after beluga. The size of the grain is medium. The sturgeon takes between 14 and 15 years to attain maturity, and weight Australia caviar is flavor that makes it unique and different from other caviar. It is commonly available in yellow jars or tin. The color grading is double zero or double O. The next caviar, which is also very, very expensive, that is third one, that is got Savoga. It is fairly less expensive from the previous twos, has a small grain graded as O or 0, weighs 70 to 80 kg. It is normally sold in red jars or tins. The expensive ones, the first one is your Beluga Australia Savuga. So these are the expensive one. There are some other species also which is come under the sturgeon. The fourth caviar, that is called sterlet. It is one of the rarest form of caviar, as a sturgeon species is nearly extinct. The price caviar is light golden in color and graded 000. It was once named with the golden caviar of the Khazars in Russia. The next one is your Pajusne, means pressed in Russian. The Russian caviar is mix of mature, small, broken or overripe eggs, which are put in linen sacks and pressed to release all the fatty acids. The resulting caviar is more like a paste, and it is common in Russia to apply it on the dark breads like your spreads and all. You can consume along with the vodka also. The flavor of the caviars are very intense and are also for preparing and for your cold sauces and all. The next is the salmon roe, obtained from the best to my knowledge and as per to the books and all. Salmon roe or the salmon eggs are not considered or count as an caviar. Caviar is the only egg what we are getting from the sturgeon breed of a fish. So Salmon is one of the fish, other than the sturgeon, cod, and also harvested for human consumption. However, the caviar's third sold as true caviar, which is obtained only from sturgeon, but I discussed earlier just now. The roe from the salmon are of large size as compared to the sturgeon roe caviars. This caviar is not graded as 000 or 000, which is only used for the true caviar. So if you're gonna remember, they're using some kind of codes, especially for the beluga, belugas, 000, Australia, 00, Savuga, O, or 0. But for the salmon, they are not using any kind of graded because it's not the true caviars. The next cod used for harvesting this caviar, and in Mediterranean countries, especially like your Greece, the grey mullet. It's the name of a fish. In the US, trauma is also referred to a roe obtained from the tuna fish. Also a kind of a caviar, but it's not original because it's not doesn't come from the sturgeon fish. It comes from the tuna, or there is a special kind of fish that is called botarga. Botarga is a special grey mullet fish are used to harvest this caviar in Italy. The grey mullet is common in the Mediterranean region. In Italian cuisine, this fish is often roasted and commonly eaten as an appetizer. So there is another kind of caviar, you can say, which is available in the world, that is called botarga, and it's come from the fish that is called grey mullet. and it is very very famous in Mediterranean region. Next caviar is your tobacco. This is the row of the flying fish and green color and flavored with various flavors such as wasabi, pale orange that is called yuzu, and even with the squid ink also. This is the same as tobacco, but it is obtained from the cod fish. The use of tobacco is similar to tobacco. Caviars are highly perishable in nature. Packaging is also the serving size of one portion, which is 1 ounce, approximately 28 grams. It has to be served elegantly to the justice to the expensive placed in a container containing crushed ice. The other accompaniments served along with the caviars are the sieved hard-boiled egg, dried freshly whipped cream, chopped shallots, and toasted brioche or bernaise. So these are the accompaniments which always goes with the caviar. About the stuffed vegetables, what we are doing the preparation while doing the preparing the mousse can be stuffed with a range of products and even mousse to make cold appetizers. Preparing any vegetables depend upon the creativity of the chef, totally depend upon person to person. Vegetable can be used either raw or blanch, depending upon the type, what kind of vegetables you are selecting. Then you can stuff with the cheese, and the cheese moves to make wonderful cold appetizer. Yes, you can do it. And second option, you can use the cherry tomatoes. You can blanch it and then you can scooped it and you can put any kind of moves in the vegetable base. It can be a meat based. Vegetable can be also sliced, marinated, and grilled, and then arranged on a plastic sheet with a variety of sliced individually and decorative with a garnish with the aspic jellies on all. So there is a you can arrange it, then you can convert into a form that is a called roll, or you can cut it into a slices, and all of is your timbales. In the older time, timbales refer to a small and round drinking cups made of metal. It is believed the word timble comes from an Arabic word that is called thabal, meaning drum. A timble is a pastry more in which the food is baked. So timbales are were very popularized by the King Edward VII of England, whose royal banquet were incomplete without these appetizers. Timbles can be prepared in various way and filled in a variety of ways. So those can be lined with the pastries, meat, sliced vegetables, or even the aspic jellies and all. But the dish is always served without the mold. Timbles can be served hot or cold depending upon the feeling. Hot timbles are known as custard timbles, where the mixture of meat, cream, seasoning, and egg is mixed into fancy molds and posed in what is cooked.